Fairy Tail is one of my favorite animes in a long time. It's pretty much right up there with Hellsing Ultimate and Black Butler as far as newer anime that are just fucking amazing. It's probably my favorite shonen anime since Yu Yu Hakusho, and definitely my favorite of the last generation of shonen. It's so much better than Naruto, Bleach, which is basically a poor man's Yu Yu Hakusho with swords. It's probably also the darkest shonen I've seen since Yu Yu Hakusho. It's not as blatant about demons and devils and shit. A lot of the imagery is just fucking deep and dark and brooding and apocalyptic ass shit. The characters are probably my favorite part of Fairy Tail, which is also a lot of the reason that so many people give it shit for being a One Piece ripoff, which I don't think is the case at all, because, well, that doesn't make sense. Of course, there's a bunch of bands of pirates in One Piece, but you hardly see them ever. In Fairy Tail, all the guilds are always there in some way. And the biggest difference is One Piece has so many characters, but hardly any of them are two-dimensional or memorable in any way, relatable in any way that makes you care about what happens to them. Also, even the main characters are just dull. But there's so many characters in Fairy Tail that I love, that are deep, have backstories of all their own. Like, just off the top of my head, Natsu and Lucy, obviously, Grey, Gajeel, Juvia, Wendy, Laxus, Gildarts, Kana, Levy, Makarov, Hades, Cobra, Mira, Elfman, Lasana, Romeo, Macau. That's a lot of fucking people, just off the top of my head, that have big backstories and completely personal personalities. I know that sounded dumb, but it makes sense. Something like One Piece and Naruto, they have a lot of characters, but they're just bland and dull, and I don't care about them. The action and animation side, Fairy Tail is probably the most fun to watch anime I've seen in a long time. All the action is vibrant and colorful. All the different types of magic look distinct and have different traits to them. Not even just in between types of magic, but in between magic wielders. They all look different coming from different people. And the magic even has its own personality. It's fucking awesome. Obviously it's a shonen, so it's going to have a lot of the same stuff it's typical with shonens, which it gets knocked for so much, whereas others like Naruto and Bleach don't get shit for that at all, which is amazing to me, since I think, especially Naruto, does the friendship speech thing so much more than Fairy Tail ever has. And trust me, I have watched a decent amount of Naruto. I hate it, but I'm not the kind of person to hate something without giving it a decent chance. There's a lot of character development, just not deep characters, but characters growing within Fairy Tail too. Like in the beginning of the show, it's not quite as fast paced because a lot of the main characters aren't as good with their magic stuffs yet. So they use the magic circles to launch their attacks. But as the show progresses, they need those less and less, so they can just launch attacks at fucking will. And not only does it feel like the characters are developing, but the show is as well, into a faster paced, more quick thinking type of action that I think is an awesome dichotomy from the slower paced tactical shit that was in the first 40 episodes or so. The motion of the characters is also extremely fluid, and the environments are really rich and detailed. Not just the bright, colorful ones, but the dark, brooding atmospheres too are all done really amazingly. And I don't have this written down in my notes, but I'm amazed I didn't think about it. The music is probably my favorite music in the history of anime. No contest. It is awesome. I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. It's like folk metal mixed with Dropkick Murphys if it was all directed by Nobuo Uematsu. I think that's how you pronounce the first name. The guy that made the soundtracks for most of the great Final Fantasy games, like 9 and 7 and 10 and 6. Fairy Tail is a deep, fun, gripping, awesome experience in every facet that gets a lot of shit that it doesn't deserve by people who've only seen the first episode or two, which I have to admit are more fan servicey than the rest of them, but they still do a good job of setting up a lot of the themes within the show, so they're not bad. but the show definitely gets better after the first few episodes. But yeah, it's a great show. You should watch it. The animation is amazing, the story is amazing, the characters are amazing, the music is fucking amazing. So yeah, watch it now. Unless you plan on watching some of my other videos instead, then do that first and then watch it. Or do both at the same time. So yeah.